Nebraska, two Venezuelan migrants were arrested for hunting and killing a bald eagle and trying to eat it for dinner. The bald eagle, our national bird, was going to be an illegals entree that night. Not only is the bald eagle an endangered species, these Venezuelans didn't have a hunting permit and their guns weren't registered. Oh, yeah, because they're illegal. Maybe they haven't assimilated yet since, they just got here, but guys, we don't eat bald eagles in America.
Ha ha, stupid eagle! It wasn't a mouse we were after, it was you! March, preheat the oven! You get out!
The county sheriff, Mike Unger, told us this morning that the feds don't seem that interested in bringing charges. This whole time we've been worried about feeding them culturally appropriate food when all they wanted was a poached American eagle.
So you said they're hampering from you doing your job. Is it just because they're not answering the calls?
Well, they're not answering the calls, and I think there's an uproar, at least again locally, that they have not taken action federally. It is a federal violation to kill a North American bald eagle. We have cited them for a simple misdemeanor in Nebraska, which is the most that we can do. They're scheduled to appear on April 25th.
Since the Venezuelan poachers had no idea bald eagle was our national bird and an endangered species, what do you think the chances are that they show up to a court hearing? And the migrants were only charged with a misdemeanor, unlawful possession of an eagle, not with violating our near 100-year-old statute protecting our country's bird, and not to mention illegal entry and unlawful possession of a firearm. And to think this was only the second worst thing to happen to the eagles this year. Dana Lash joins us now. So Biden brings in Venezuelans. They shoot our national bird and try to cook it for dinner, and the feds don't do a thing.
Yeah, they don't do anything, Jesse. You're right. I will say they were using airsoft rifles, so that is a little bit different. So they were using airsoft rifles, but. Good. What gets me is there was a guy just like last year in Montana who was charged. He had like 3 counts of felony charges. He was fined 6 figures because that's since the 30s, the Bald Eagle Act that's been around. I mean, you can't even pick up a feather, an eagle feather, off of the ground. You even have to have special permitting and all of that to just do that. But a guy in Montana was charged and slammed. I think he had like a $250,000 fine. He had all these charges. He couldn't hunt for like 5 years. Really serious charges for this serious offense. But, he's an American citizen, so I guess he gets the book thrown at him. I don't know why the feds, Jesse, and you were just talking about the sheriff, I don't know why the feds are so hard to get a hold of. I mean, if you're a parent at the school board meeting, I guess, they're right there taking your license plate. But if you're in the country illegally and you're shooting and killing bald eagles, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, they're busy not infiltrating Antifa. That's probably why they don't pick up the phone. You can't come into someone else's country and murder their national bird and then try to eat it for a meal, Dana. Something has to happen. Why can't the feds just make an example out of these two Venezuelans? I thought they were coming here to flee violence, not commit violence on our birds.
Yeah, and the fact that law enforcement was trying to work with federal agencies just to see if they could get more in terms of charges to detain these individuals who were here illegally. And I don't know if it was Venezuela or Honduras. I had read one article where it said Honduras, and they had documentation from their country of origin, but they had no identification proving that they were here in the country illegally. And then they're just able to go and walk. There's 2 tiers of justice. There's one tier for citizens. There's another tier entirely for people who enter illegally. And yeah, nothing just captures the sign of the times better than this story. People entering the country illegally and eating a bald eagle. I don't even know why. And I read that they were going to cut the talons off and use those for ornaments or something. I mean, it's just
what?
I can't. I want to go and eat their bird now. I want to go. I think Honduras is good. Like a scarlet macaw or something like that. It looks like it tastes like Fruit Loops. I want to go eat that one.
All right, producers, find out what the national bird of Venezuela is, and Dana's going to go on a little hunting trip, okay? Dana.
There we go.